What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/EntitledParents.
This story is called, My Son's Traditionally Flat Cider is Flat. Angry mother confused about strong alcoholic beverage, annoyed that drinking age laws apply to her son too. I'm in the UK. The legal alcohol drinking age is 18 here. Edited to add, yes, there are nuances that I'm obviously aware of, but these do not apply in this instant. I work in an extremely busy pub that sells drinks in takeaway cups to drink outside, an especially popular option in the summer when the story happened. I'm a female, late 20s. Entitled mother and kid come in at the busy bar. I clocked them in when they walked in. Kid looks around 15 years old. At the point where she's ordering her drinks to take away, the kid is outside. She orders a pint of Scrumpy, strong, still traditional cider, and a Coke without saying a word, dispassionately prodding the signage with her manicured finger without even registering my existence. I repeat her order back to her, pour her drinks and tell her how much. She ignores my offered hand and drops a note and a pile of coins on the bar, barely within awkward reach. I politely ask her if she wouldn't mind putting the coins in my hand. She ignores me and says, "Keep the change," and walks out. After she leaves, I awkwardly pretzel myself round many ale pumps to fumblingly pick up the coins from the bar, count them out, finish the transaction in the till, and pop the extra 5 pence in the tips jar, then go on to serve the next customer. A few minutes later, I'm aware of her beckoning me from over at the no service end of the bar, holding the pint of Scrumpy. I make eye contact and give her a nod, then turn to finish serving the customer I have just poured a drink for. Entitled mom from across the room, "Excuse me." "Hang on 1 minute please, I'm just serving this man." "Excuse me." I finish serving the man. "Is everything okay?" She thrusts the pint into my hands. "His cider's completely flat." Sorry for the confusion, but it's a traditional Scrumpy and it's meant to be flat." She interrupts, patronizingly. "I know which side it's supposed to be. This is flat. I want you to pour another one in a fresh glass and put some life in this one." "Can I suggest you might want to try a different cider? We have a hard cider on keg that might be more what you were expecting." "I ordered what I wanted. What I was expecting was that you might know how to pour a pint. Do you want to try again or should I ask him to pour it for me?" She points at my male colleague. "Excuse me?" "My son barely had a sip of that and he won't even drink it." I'm now shocked and ask, "You gave that to your kid?" "Yeah, well, he's over 18. "Is he?" I had seen him. He certainly did not look a day over 15. Entitled mother must have noticed at this point that she was onto a loser because the next thing you know, she's gesturing towards the pint of Scrumpy still in my hands. "Oh, just give it back. I don't have time for this." "I'm sorry, but I can't do that." "I paid for it." I get the money, plus her 5 pence tip, from the till and extend it towards her. She won't take it. "I want the drink I paid for." "If you can come in with your son and a valid photo ID proving he is of Entitled mother, with bits of flying spit. "He is my son. He doesn't need an ID. I'm with him. I'm his mother." "Sorry, but it's the law. Please take your money. I don't want an argument." "Fine, it's for me." I place the cider on the back bar out of her reach, close my eyes, and take a deep breath. 3, 2... "I want to speak to your manager." Yep, there it is. I haven't even opened my mouth to tell her that I am the manager before she is striding over to my male colleague, who has clearly been rubbernecking while serving customers and cannot wait to get involved. "I need to complain about your employee. She has no customer service skills and clearly doesn't know how to pour a pint." Colleague, barely keeping a straight face. "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll make sure she's fired immediately." "Now you'll pour a decent pint, won't ya?"
"No, my pints are crap."
"What?"
"Not gonna do it. 8% Scrumpy isn't the best gateway alcohol for kids, by the way. Just saying."
"I once saw a potato crisp that looked like Queen Elizabeth. I'm gonna leave a bad online review."
Entitled mother sputters and storms out, muttering something about leaving a bad online review. I turn to colleague and say his name reprimandingly. "Colleague, you should not have said that."
"Sorry, couldn't help it."
"You shouldn't have said your pints are dookie. You pour a lovely pint." Ah yes, that's exactly what I want when I wake up on a cool morning. A nice pint of Scrumpy. Also, parents, please, follow your liquor laws. I know a lot of places, teenagers like age 15, they can legally drink in the presence of their parents if they're at their own home or something like that. But come on, UK already has a low drinking age, it's not that hard to follow. This story's called I Snapped at Karen. Let me start off with the fact I have been skateboarding for well over 15 years, and anything that could happen at a skate park, I have probably seen happen. From super awesome cool tricks to pot smokers, fights, overall counterculture debauchery, and a fair few entitled parents who think their little angels could do no wrong. As I have been growing older and more experienced, two major things can go wrong at a skate park to cause injury. First, going bigger and higher than your personal skill level. Second, small, unsupervised children being oblivious to the dangerous, fast-paced environment around them, inevitably causing a last-second ditch effort to not literally plow them over and send them straight to the emergency room. A counter-argument to the last statement might be to watch closer for these obviously more vulnerable people. In all honesty, that works a vast majority of the time. Small children are unpredictable by nature. Combining this with a dangerous environment can cause chaos in very short, hard-to-react-to bursts. That being said, let's get to the entitled parent I'm going to call Karen from here. It's about 4:30 p.m. in central US at a skate park with a full-time, dedicated security detail. This park is a part of a much larger complex of parks in the area that has been privately funded. I'm with a couple of friends and the skate park is very busy. It's the first nice Saturday where everything is dry, the sun is out and warm with not a cloud in the sky after 2 weeks of constant rain. I'm a local at this park and know at least 10 to 15 other locals by name or nickname. Due to the nice day and beautiful weather, randoms decide it's time to leave the nest for the afternoon and visit the local parks. Brat number 1 is on a skateboard. Brat number 2 is on a Walmart bought Razor scooter. At first, I'm paying them no mind. They are not bothering me or anyone I'm with. As time goes on, the two Brat brothers are increasingly annoying. Some of the younger locals voice their discontent. A couple of more incidents of them being told not to snake or cut off other people. Brat number 1 says in a very arrogant tone, "That's my brother you're talking to," at one of the locals. This is where I felt it necessary to now voice my discontent as I think they are in the wrong and I don't want two brothers picking a fight. I told Brat 1 that Brat 2 needs to watch out for other people. Brat 1 stuck his nose up at me. I shrugged this off. I would have done the same if a strange man told me something like this at his age. I'm not an authority figure he doesn't have to listen to, and I get that. At one point, one of the brats decided to sit down and lay on a ramp that is skated on very frequently. This caused not only myself but a couple local kids to say something. The brat moves deeper into the pool area. It's about 100 yards of connected ramps going from 2-foot to 15-foot ramps. I am now keeping a closer eye on them due to these recurring issues with other kids their age. 15 minutes or so pass and I'm going for a trick at full speed, rolling into a part of the 8-foot section from above. Brat 2 was down there headed towards the shallow end. I feel it's safe to continue with my trick attempt. Right as I've crossed the point of no return on rolling into this very steep ramp, the brat does a 180 on me and turns back towards the deep end, causing me to kick my board away, slam shoulder first into the opposite part of the halfpipe, and loudly and colorfully yell at him to watch out, the only time I use profanity in this entire situation. Brat 1 is now helping Brat 2 climb out of the 10-foot section because they do not want to cross my path again, and also accusing me of not watching out. I know you're not talking to me.
Yes, I am talking to you. You almost hit my brother.
You two have been constantly in the way all day. I have been skating longer than you've been alive. If I wasn't watching out, you'd have a broken arm or worse right now, so shut your mouth. I am very angry at this point and want nothing to do with these children, and I am being vocal about it. I do not enjoy yelling at children. It does not make me feel like a big man, only a booty hole. Skate parks are dangerous enough without having to dodge unpredictable children. After this exchange of words, they run off to Mama Bear. I say to myself, go on, tell your mom. I'll yell at her too. I am livid by this point and honestly just want to skate. Sure enough, within a minute or two, Karen comes stomping over to me all huffy and puffy.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
She tries to get in my way. No, I dodge and roll into the 8-foot halfpipe. I tell her this because I know what she's trying to do and I do not want this confrontation. So I go to the other side of the 8-foot halfpipe so she cannot get in my face or touch me. Pulling a full entitled parent move I've seen before when somebody else had to deal with a scenario, she sits on the obstacle I have been skating for the last hour or so, where the brats have routinely been snaking people.
What gives you the right to talk to my kids like that?
Me now furious at the situation and going to snap, not wanting to deal with this after already having told her no, I do not want to talk to her, I laid into her loud enough that she couldn't get a word in without screaming over me.
Your kids are in the way and creating a dangerous environment for themselves and everyone around them by being oblivious to the flow of the skate park. I am not responsible for their safety and should not be expected to watch your dumb children.
But they're my kids.
I cut her off before she can say another word.
I don't care. I do not care if they're your kids.
But I care.
If you care, then you should watch them closer. Their safety is your responsibility, not mine. I should not feel obligated to care for an out-of-control orgasm you decided to keep. I've been skating longer than they've been alive, and to make me supervise your brats is not okay.
Karen is clearly shocked at this point and has no words for me. She decides to scurry off to the fat meth-mouth security guard they have stationed at the gate, who is usually only looking up from Candy Crush to yell at teenagers for vaping or smoking cigarettes. I explain the situation to the security guard in a calm voice after she managed to hobble over to me. She sided with me and talked to a couple other parents of locals I know. She only said to bring any issue like that to security first. I agreed and went back to skating. Karen and her brats disappeared after that. Okay, as someone who used to skate a lot, I can tell you there's not much more annoying than a scooter kid that keeps getting in your way. What's even worse is dealing with their parents after you get mad at their kids for getting in the way and they're just like, it's a park, it's for everyone. And then you're like, no lady, I know it's a park, but your kids are stupid and they're gonna die if they keep doing this. But she doesn't care. She doesn't care about her child's safety, she cares about being right. This story's called A Bottle of Water.
Backstory.
A few weeks ago, I started working at a skating rink and make minimum wage. So it's a pretty low-key job. At my interview, my manager told me I don't make enough to have to deal with crazy people. So if I ever encounter one, I can just go and get someone to deal with them. Important later.
On to the story.
So this just happened about 2 hours ago. To set the scene, I'm working the register in the cafe and it's about 20 minutes until the end of the skating session. AKA, in 20 minutes everyone has to get the F off so I can clean. I'm finishing up giving 3 little girls their ices and then I turn to the register where a Middle Eastern woman, entitled mother, is waiting. I couldn't tell her age, but she's probably around her 40s. I smile and greet her with a simple, hello, and then this happens. Water. She said it in a cold tone, but me being my nice self gave her the benefit of the doubt, thinking maybe English isn't her first language, which was the case with many of our guests here today, and she didn't know how to ask for it in any other way. I just smile. Okay, did you want a cup or? Entitled mother cut me off. A bottle of water? Now at this point, I knew she was being rude on purpose. She had a glare permanently on her face and just gave off a bad vibe. Not to mention the way she just spoke to me as if I was a 5-year-old. I just grit my teeth and force a smile. Okay, $2.50. She then proceeds to throw a $10 bill at me. She didn't even try to hand it to me. She literally flicked it in my general direction, and it ended up swerving and landing on the counter close to her. At this point, I realize she's trying to start something up, and I again do not get paid enough to deal with that. So I simply walk away. I go back into the kitchen where my coworker was making food, and since he's a team lead, I ask him if he can go help her. I also repeated exactly what she said and how she threw the money at me. Coworker goes to cash her out and give her a bottle of water, and all of a sudden she starts yelling at him, demanding to know my name. He, being the cool guy he is, pretends he doesn't know who was up there and doesn't give her my name. He then starts to walk back to the kitchen, but the entitled mother follows him, coming up behind the counter and saying,
Where is she? I want to know her name. Let me see her.
My coworker puts his hands up to block her from coming any further and starts ushering her back from behind the counter. She then proceeds to jolt backwards, hitting her arm on the hanging board that we use to display cotton candy bags, and starts yelling about how,
He just pushed me. He assaulted me. Someone get the manager.
My coworker is a bit of a hothead, so he curses her out a little before the security guard steps in. Turns out he had seen the whole thing, and he begins trying to calm her down so as to not cause a scene. Keep in mind, the rink had 4 birthday parties going on, and it was full of small children. Finally, my general manager hears the commotion and comes over to get everyone's side of the story. After the lady tells her side of how I supposedly was the rude one and left her money on the counter / refused to serve her, and my coworker supposedly assaulted her, she is then escorted outside by the security guard. My general manager listens to my side as well as my coworker and agrees that he just saw what happened to be on the cameras in the office and believes us over her. Also, he told us that she is known for causing problems. I guess her daughter used to work there and she knows one of my managers, so she basically thinks she owns the place. Suddenly, the security comes back in and tells my coworker that the entitled mother had called the police and wanted to press charges for assault. We all knew that he didn't even touch her, so we just wait for the police to arrive and help the customers that were in line behind her. After a few minutes, the police arrive, and my general manager shows them the camera footage of what happened. So they're all outside trying to get the lady to drop the matter, because if anyone would get into trouble, it would be her for lying to the cops. Sure enough, she gives up, and my general manager lets her know that she is not welcome back. He then relays this to us, saying that she's on the trespass list, and if she comes back, we are to immediately call the cops. I was just shocked. I've been reading this subreddit for about 9 months now, but I haven't had a story of my own until today. Sorry if it feels rushed, I just wanted to write everything down while it's still fresh in my mind. All in all, I'm just glad they were finally able to get rid of her after she's been terrorizing them for years now. First off, let's go ahead and appreciate, everyone besides the entitled mother, because they all handled this pretty well. And the police in the story were great people apparently, because they gave her a chance to drop everything before they tacked on a charge for, lying to the police and wasting department resources as well as taxpayer money. Should she have been let go? Definitely not, but the police are good people for doing that, I don't know. Anyways, moral of the story, entitled mothers suck.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.